Long ago, in the quiet village of Nemelo, the people lived in great suffering. There was no water, the land was dry, the sun was hot and angry, and even the walls had turned to dust. Every day, women walked for into the hills, wearing clay pots on their heads, looking for stream, but many come back with nothing. Children cry for the thirsty. Old people sit under trees, too weak to speak. The village elder had tried everything. They had made sacrifice to the gods. They had sung to the sky. They even dig deep holes, hoping to find water, but the air stayed dry. Some people began to leave the village, but most stayed. They had hope, even if it was small. Then, one strange night, the moon turned red. Everyone in the village came out to look. It was not a full moon, it was half, shaped like a smile, but it was blood red. People whispered to one another. Some said it was a sign, others were afraid. In the home of a poor couple named Adane and Obina, something special happened. Adana was in labor. She had been pregnant for 9 long months, and now, under the red moon, she gave birth a baby girl. As soon as the baby cried for the first time, the ground shook gently. People felt it under their foot. Then, near the center of the village water supply from the ground, it flowed fast, clear and cold. The villagers screamed, not in fear but in joy. Water, real water. The women dropped their pots and ran to the water. They laughed, shouted, and danced. Children jumped into the water, splashing and playing. The chief of the village, an old man with a long white, fell to his knees and gave thanks. Soon people come to know that the baby had cried at the same moment the water appeared. They named the water river name, which means mother's gift, and they called the girl Miroma, which means good water. Miroma grew quickly. She was not like other children. She was calm, quiet, and always kind. Her eyes was as clear as the river. When she walked near the water, it became bright. Fish danced in it. Birds sung above it. The village began to believe she was special, maybe a gift from the gods. But not everyone was happy. Some of the elders began to feel jealous. There were proud men who had tried to bring water for years but failed. Now this little girl was loved more than them. People bought her gifts that said blessing in her name. Even the chief came to her house for ask for advice. The elders called a secret meeting. One of them, Ekene, spoke. This girl is a child, yet everyone bowed to her. If we are not careful, they will make her queen. What will happen to us? Another elder added, she is not a god. Maybe she is a curse. What if one day she takes the river away? They all agreed something must be done. Minimum was only 10 years old when the evil plan was made. One quiet evening, while she was playing by the river, some men came to her. They were sent by the jealous elders. They said, come with us, the chief wants to see you. Because Minima was innocent and trusted everyone, she followed them. But they did not take her to the chief's house. They led her to the forest. There, they did not unthinkable. They killed her and buried her under a tree. No one saw it. No one knew what happened. The next morning, her parents searched everywhere. The village searched. The chief sent message to the other villages, but there was no sign of Mirima. Then, on the third night after her death, something terrible happened. The river turned red, not just a little red, it was as if it had turned to blood. The birds stopped singing, the fish dead. The air became cold. The villagers stood by the river afraid. That night the river rose. It did not rise slowly. It jumped its plank and rushed into the village like an angry animal. It swallowed homes. It carried away pots, mats, even goats and chickens. People ran for safety. They screamed, "The river is angry! The river is angry!" The chief cried out to the gods. The elders shook in fear. One of them, an old man named Uche, ran to the river and shouted, "Forgive us, forgive us." But the river did not stop. More days passed, the water kept rising. People started to whisper again. Some said the river was weeping for Mirioma. Others said the river had become her spirit. Finally, the gate became too heavy for one of the men who killed her. He went to the chief and confessed everything. He told how they took the girl, how they buried her in the forest, and how the river turned red after her death. The village was silent. The chief ordered the elders to dig up her bones and bring them back. When they found her grave, the ground was wet with red water. Even the trees around it were weeping. The men gently picked up her small bones and wrapped them in white cloths. The chief himself walked with the bones to the riverbank. There, in front of the whole village, they buried her by the edges of the village. Women cried, children held hands. As the last handful of sand was placed over her grave, the river calmed. Everyone knew them that the river loved the girl. It was born with her. It was her. From that day, the people of Nemer respected the river deeply. No one drank from it without first saying a prayer. No one bathed in it without showing thanks.